I'm going to teach you the principles and strategies that help me grow my business to 27K per month. And these are the same exact principles and strategies that I copy and paste into my clients' businesses. And I'm going to give it all away for free in this video today. I'm going to show you how to build your offer, get attention for your offer, and scale your offer. So we're going to be going over offer basics, Instagram ads, and then we're going to get into the scaling part. So like I said, these are the principles and strategies that have helped me personally grow my business to 27K per month and have helped me generate over $7 million profitably for my clients. Worked with over 60 clients over the last 3 to 4 years. And today I'm just going to be giving it all away to you guys. So you're going to get the entire call funnel, the strategies and the principles behind it. And then I'm also going to get into scaling in terms of like scaling your team, but also scaling the ads, right? Because there's many different ways to scale ads. So how do we do it the right way? That's what I'm going to show you in this video. So guys, like I said, I was able to scale my business to 27K per month using these principles and strategies. Here's proof. This is like a 5-month stretch. I think back around 2021 into February 2022. That January, I did $27,000 cash collected. Had a client pay through PayPal, so that's where the 5K is missing in the screenshot. Look, I'm not showing you this to show off. I just want to show you that these principles and strategies work. And if you apply them correctly into your business, you're going to see similar results, right? And like I said, these principles also help me generate over $7 million profitably across 60 plus different clients over the last 3 years alone. So again, what we're going to go over in this video, we're gonna go over offers, we're gonna go over IG call ads, and we're gonna go over scaling, okay? So let's go ahead and hop in, and I'm gonna do some drawing with you guys so we know what's going on, right? So who, what, and how. I think a lot of the beginner coaches that are watching this video, this is the area that you're gonna need the most help with, because if you don't have a good offer in place, doesn't matter what ad strategy you use, doesn't matter what platform you use, it doesn't matter what cold outreach strategy you use, doesn't matter if you're doing organic posting, doesn't matter. If you do not have your offer dialed in, you're going to struggle. You're going to struggle not only mentally with confidence in your offer itself. If you can't clearly define it, you're going to be confused. So that doesn't lead to good marketing. But at the same time, your market's not going to exist because you haven't put something together right. So you have to be able to clearly define who you're wanting to help, what they're struggling with, what you're going to help them with, and how you're going to do that for them, or what you're going to take them to. So that's what the who is, right? Like, who is it that you're actually going to go after, right? So we're going to kind of build something together. So let's just say you're a fitness coach, right? So you could do your type of person, right? Typically, maybe they're overweight. And bear with me, guys, as my handwriting is bad with a normal pencil or pen, and now I'm doing it on my mouse, right? So type of person, right? They're overweight, but there's a lot of people that are overweight, right? This is a common issue, especially in the US, really any country. You can't. It's almost too broad to just say, oh, I just help overweight people lose weight, right? Because if we want to sell a valuable program that's priced correctly, you can't just sell to anybody and everyone who's overweight. There are overweight people who wouldn't be able to afford a program, but not only be able to afford a program, they have zero desire to even change, right? So we want overweight people who have desire, right? So we want somebody who has a reason to actually want to lose weight. So some of that might be like family, right? They just want to live longer, see their kids grow old, see their grandkids grow old, and they realize that they can't continue on this path of being overweight, that they're going to die too young, right? So they need to have some sort of desire, maybe used to be in shape, right? Maybe they got in high school, they played quarterback or receiver, and now they're too big to even play defensive tackle, right? So like they used to be in really, really good shape. Now that they've gotten older, their metabolism has slowed and they're just overweight, right? So you can see how you can go really, really deep. So not only are we wanting people who are overweight, we want overweight people who have some sort of desire, whether that's family, maybe they used to be in shape, maybe their own health, right? So sickness, maybe they're getting sick too much. They've been in the hospital. Like bad things in their body are happening because they're overweight, right? So you want to be able to call that out, You don't want to just say, hey, I work with overweight people. Nope, we want to work with overweight people, and then we also want to narrow them down by desire. And at the same time, we want to narrow them down again by occupation. So we want high value people, right? You don't want to just sell, because you might have an overweight person who has a desire, whether it's family, sickness, used to be in shape, whatever it is, but they work at Walmart or they work at McDonald's and they just don't have the money to pay you to help get them in shape, right? They're looking for something that's really, really cheap. We don't want to work with people who are only looking for cheap options, because we want to sell a high value program that has a high value price. So you want like high value people, right? So what are we talking, like CEOs, right? Salespeople. I'm just gonna keep going down the list. Like sales, management. Something that might help people that are older, right? Maybe like 50 plus. Because typically these people have money compared to like an 18-year-old who's just overweight and wants to get more dates with girls, but he's just out of high school. That's not the person we want to attract, right? So this is just an example of how you can go really deep. How you can just go really, really deep on who you actually want to serve. And you can do this with any B2B offer or any B2C offer. And the tactics and the principles behind it sort of stay the same. Like, who is it that we want to work with? Who's our dream client? And we need to be able to make sure that they have a desire, they have a problem that we can solve. So they have a problem we can solve, they have a desire to get that problem fixed, but at the same time, they're able to afford our service. So those three aspects have to be present with who, right? Now we're going to move into what, okay? So this is like what they're struggling with. So maybe they're doing cardio and they're not losing weight. So this is like more specifics in terms of like what they're struggling with that your program can offer different. So imagine, like, this is hell. This is what people don't want. People want to avoid hell. And your what is heaven, okay? So we want to take people from Hell Island and we want to take them to Heaven Island, okay? So maybe like they hate cardio, right? Maybe like they could just hate it in general, like, or it's because it's not producing results. Maybe they're doing weightlifting and they're not seeing results, right? Maybe they're dieting, okay? They're doing like any kind of diet. But at the end of the day, like, it's just not working, okay? So that's the what. They're on Hell Island. They're doing the cardio. They're doing the weightlifting. They're on a diet. Maybe it's a time issue, right? Like they don't know. They feel like they're spending too much time at the gym, and it's not equaling, their results, right? So like I'm spending 3 hours a day at the gym, and I haven't lost a single pound, right? Maybe they've bought another program, right? We're just going to do a money sign here. Money on program. And they didn't see any results with it. Maybe they do one-to-one with a trainer, right? At their local gym. And it's not producing results, okay? So you got to think of what is everything that your market has already tried and didn't work for them, and what are they stuck with now, right? Specifically in terms of like the crappy parts of where they're at. They're doing the cardio, they're doing the weightlifting and not seeing results. They're on the diets and they're not seeing results. They're spending time, not seeing results. They spent money on program, not seeing results. They're doing stuff with the one-on-one with the trainer and they're not seeing results, right? And you as an expert need to know how to explain to them that like they were basically set up for failure, right? So you want to position all your marketing on how it's not really their fault and how your stuff addresses all of these issues. So it doesn't matter like what your program does specifically, as long as it can fix these issues and you're able to clearly explain why everything they've tried in the past just like has not worked. Okay, for a B2B offer, right? For coaches, right? Like if you're working with, let's say you're working with like real estate agents, The what is like Zillow, right? They're stuck on Zillow. They don't know what to do, or they're relying on referrals, or they're just relying on family to hit them up to close deals, or like their area is bad. Okay, like they don't know how to manage a bad area and how to make money in an area that's maybe not super popular. Like maybe they're in a really small town. Whatever that is, just think of like where your client is and how much they hate it, and get really, really specific on what. So same thing here, like we want to go really, really deep so that we can transition into what our product or offer is in terms of how it's going to fix it. So now that we know what they're doing that's not working, we need to offer them what they need to do to start working, right? So here, like I'm not going to list a bunch of stuff because I'm not a fitness coach. I don't know, right? And everything's going to be kind of custom to whoever you're talking to anyways, but it's just your program, right? So now we're going to position your program or your offer as the fix, okay? So it could be, I don't know, CrossFit, right? Or maybe for this fitness offer, like you introduce rest days. You can clearly explain to them, hey, you've been lied to. Everybody's telling you to go to the gym 6 days a week. You only need to go 3 to 4. And that's why you're not seeing results. You're actually keeping the fat because your body is freaking out. You're just overworking it, right? Sleep, okay? Maybe people aren't getting enough sleep. And you can show them, hey, studies show if you don't get enough sleep, boom, you're not helping, so I'm gonna help you with sleep, right? Maybe it's, how to eat their favorite foods without and still be on a good diet, right? So again, guys, it doesn't matter like what specifically is here. Who and what, this is where you really got to go deep as a beginner, because you need to know, like, again, who specifically are you wanting to work with and what issues are they struggling with? Like literally list every single freaking thing out so that when you're building your offer, you know what to offer them. When somebody, like by the time somebody hops on a call with you, you should already know every thing that they're going to say in terms of, I hate where I'm at, here's why, X, Y, Z, okay? You should already know what those X, Y, Z's are. And everybody's going to say it a different way. Everything's going to be a little bit more personal to each person. You're not going to hear the same thing specifically, but it's all going to be kind of the same principles. And then what you need to know is how to position your offer as the opposite, okay? So we're going from hell to heaven, okay? And then the how, this is just how you're going to structure offer. So are you going to do done for you? Meaning like you're going to do it for them. So in a fitness offer, obviously you can't have a completely done for you fitness offer. You can't work out for somebody, but maybe there's a section in there where you build out their diet completely for them. And you say, hey, this is exactly what you need to eat every day of the week. I scheduled it for you. It's here in this list. Here are the things that you need to go buy from the store. I've done it for you based off of our onboarding call and like your body fat percentages and what our goals are, right? So that would be like a done for you aspect. Next, you have like done with you. So you're going to do it with them. So typically like a fitness offer is going to be something more like that. That's what my offer is. It's done with you. We help coaches and agencies book more calls, close more deals, help them refine their offer, right? I do it with them. I'm not doing it for them. So we hop on calls together and build stuff out together, right? I'm going to get rid of this because it's in the way. You could do, like, are you going to do one-on-ones, right? That's what my program is. I spend a lot of one-on-one time with my students, but you might have group training, right? You might have a course material that you're going to offer along with it. So it's how you're packaging all of this together. So you're figuring out what you need to do to fix people's problems and how you're going to deliver that for them, right? B2B offers, like, are you going to do Facebook ads, right? As an agency, as an agency, are you going to do Facebook ads for real estate agents, right? Or are you going to teach them how to do organic? Are you going to teach them how to use Zillow properly and close deals? Are you going to teach them how to live in a small town but get deals done in a bigger area? How to travel and be like a travel real estate agent? I don't know anything about real estate, so but you could see how you don't have to just like pick one thing. A lot of people just like, oh, I just do Facebook ads for X niche. Like you could do multiple different things for one niche, right? Like you don't have to do, you could do Google ads, you could do personal branding, you can do Facebook group for real estate agents in their local town, right? There's so many different things that you can do to help real estate agents close more deals. So that's what you need to put together here in your how. Same thing with if you're running a fitness offer, like how am I going to help them do this, right? Are we going to do CrossFit? Are we going to do more cardio? Are they not just not doing enough cardio? Are they doing the wrong weightlifting? I'm going to show them how to do the right weightlifting. I'm going to teach them how to stretch, right? Again, guys, it doesn't matter. I could spend a ton of time on this. But at the end of the day, you can see how when you're able to identify who you're needing to help specifically and go really, really deep there, and okay, this is the type of person I want to be working with, and you build your marketing around that. Now your marketing is going to be a lot more clear, and your audience is going to go, okay, this person's talking to me. And then in your side of your marketing, when you're talking about the what, and you're able to explain the situation that they're in and accurately describe their problems, they're going to go, holy crap, this guy knows what he's talking about. And then you're able to turn that and say, hey, it's not really your fault. You were set up for failure in the first place. This is why we do what we do here, right? And you break down what you're doing for people. Instead of cardio, we're going to do CrossFit. We've seen this work for all of our clients. And you start to build in case studies into this as well. This is something I forgot to mention, right? So like, this is a lot of case study stuff too that you're going to start putting in your marketing. We work with John. He's a real estate agent in a small town. We were able to help him close more deals using Facebook ads or using Zillow, or we actually showed him how to travel to different areas and sell properties in higher populated towns, just traveling 3 times a month. Whatever it is, guys, whatever your case studies are, you kind of want to build that into your what you've seen work best for your clients. And then the how, again, this is done for you, done with you, one-on-ones, group training, course, and then also like, is it Facebook ads? Is it Zillow? Is it whatever it is it email? Is it outreach? Is it sales team building? There's so many different things that you could offer for your client to help them solve their problem. So this is a really, really good exercise to do as well. List out everything that you could possibly do to solve your ideal client's problem, because there's more than one way to solve their problem. But being able to list it all out and know which ones you want to focus on is super, super helpful, because there's a million different ways you could solve somebody's problem, but we want to pick the top 3, top 4, top 5 ways to do it so people get results faster and they get it with less pain, right? So that's the whole point in building offers. I hope this section was helpful, but I want to move on and get into the actual Instagram ads themselves. So guys, once you have your offer, so if you're watching this video and you're like, Colin, I have my offer in place, like I'm getting like 1 or 2 clients a month. I've got my messaging, I've got my clients' good results. I know that my product or service works. I just don't know how to book more calls and keep more calls on my calendar consistently. This is where Instagram comes in and is really, 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 really helpful, guys. So there's 2 aspects, well, really 3. This is top of funnel right here. So we're going to learn how to run DM ads, and you're going to so you're basically optimizing for messages, and you're going to do this through Instagram. So when you post something on Instagram and you have it connected to an ad account, there's going to be a little blue button on the right corner that says boost post, and you're going to boost it, and you're going to optimize for messages. Okay, so you don't want to optimize for likes or engagement or whatever else is on there. You want to make sure that you're optimizing for messages, and then you're going to start getting inbound leads, right? So they're going to see your ad. They're going to see your ad, right? They're going to click on it, and now they're going to pop up in your DMs, right? And you're going to have all these people messaging you saying, hey, I'm interested in your offer. And now you're going to work those conversations into a call on Zoom, but I'm going to draw a little phone thing right here. That's a phone, guys. We all know this is a phone. So you got people, they see your ad, they're going to shoot you a message just saying, hey, I'm interested in this. And then you're going to learn how to work that conversation into a sales call. And then you're going to close them on the call into your offer or into your program, right? Whether you're an agency or a coach, this is how it's going to work. So that's how you're going to flood there. And then you're going to do follower ads, which is profile visits. So same process, you're going to post the video and there's going to be a blue button in the corner that says boost. You're going to hit it and you're going to optimize it for profile visits, which is going to generate followers. So people are going to be visiting your profile, and if they find your stuff valuable, they'll follow you. So that's how it works. You optimize for profile visits. I'll write that down because it can be confusing. If you're like, I don't know how to optimize for followers, you can't. You have to only optimize for profile visits, and you're hoping these people turn into followers, right? So they're going to watch your reels. Oops. I can't spell reels. They're going to watch your Instagram reels, right? Value. This is all to nurture them. They're going to watch your YouTube videos. This is more long form value, right? But at the end of the day, it's value, right? They're going to watch your stories. They're going to look at, that's pretty much it, right? So they're going to see your reels, your stories / posts. That's what I meant to put, right? Like regular posts, maybe it's not a video. So they're going to start consuming all of this content. And at the end of the day, you want to be feeding everybody into a Zoom call, okay? So you want to have everything built around your CTA, which is like book a call with me, right? So that's how you're going to convert these leads, because now you have people that are messaging you, you've got followers, people who are engaging with your content, but you need to know how to give them a proper CTA and get them to hop on the phone with you. Because if you're not converting these leads into calls, it doesn't do anything for you, right? So you have to be able to convert these leads into sales calls. And that's just like super basic sales training in terms of like knowing how to set. And then once you get them on the phone, know how to close, which is what I help my clients do. So we give you the scripts, give you the training on how to set, meaning like how do you position the call? How do you get people to want to hop on the phone with you in the first place? And then also, how do I close more deals, right? Once I get on the phone, how do I convince them to buy, right? So we help our students with that. At the end of the day, guys, this is how you're going to drive eyeballs into your calendar. So this is how you take a stranger who doesn't know you, you get them interested through a really good ad that you can either build yourself or you can join my program and I can help you build a good ad. So you have to know how to build a good ad at the same time as well, right? So they see your ad, they get into, so they go here and then they get into your DM and then they get onto the phone and then they become a client and then they get results, right? And then from here, it's the same process. It just starts a little bit slower. So eventually they might see an ad. Maybe they didn't see that ad saying, hey, DM me. Or they just DM me right away. You have that conversation and you book it into a call, right? So the other layer of this is retargeting ads. So I'm going to kind of erase some of this stuff so I have room, because guys, this is really, 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 really important. Retargeting ads are huge. So there's two audiences that you want to be able to retarget. I call these apes. So this is all page engagements in the last 90 days. Okay, that's a 0, not a 6. All page engagements in the last 90 days. And then you also have the option to run ads straight to your followers. Okay, I wouldn't suggest doing this until you have 10,000 plus followers. Okay, because what's going to happen is you're going to burn out really fast with your budget, and then the same people are going to constantly be seeing your stuff over and over again, and you're just going to annoy people if you're running straight to your followers. But we want to be able to send retargeting ads at the same time as we're running top of funnel, because some people slip through the cracks. Maybe they meant to send you a message and forgot. Maybe they just needed to see some content before they sent you a message, and then they went and watched a YouTube video, something came up and they didn't message you again. We want them once they get in through top of funnel, we want them here, right? So if they haven't sent you a message yet, or they haven't like been engaging, or maybe they've been engaging with your stuff and again haven't sent you a message, so whether they saw the DM you ad or they came from the more profile visits ad, we want to be retargeting them with a free training. So with the free training, you're able to demonstrate expertise and solve their problems, right? This is pretty much what this video is a free training, right? So you're giving away value and you're just showing people what they need to do to solve their problems, so that when they watch it, they go, oh my gosh, this guy knows what he's talking about. He is an expert in his field. That's what we want people to be saying to themselves when they're watching this content. But we have to be able to push it to them, right? If you just went onto your profile and said, hey, I have a free training, you might have maybe a few people want it, but we want to maximize your opportunities in terms of having conversations. So running a retargeting ad at $10 a day is going to just penetrate this audience. Like, you don't need a huge budget, which is also why these retargeting ads. So you're going to get messages for like $7. That's what I'm seeing right now. Like for my retargeting ads, like $7. Some days you get like $4 messages. And it's people that if they wouldn't have seen this ad, they never would have messaged you. And for whatever reason, they saw it and they were like, hey, I want the free training, right? And you're further nurturing. So at the end of the day, it's just further nurturing, FN, right? So that they know who you are and they understand your service better. And then boom, same thing. You're going to work that into a conversation because they're going to message you for the free training and you're going to give it to them. And then you're going to start having a conversation with them. And hopefully they went and watched your training right away. Now they got value out of it and they're messaging you saying, hey, can I get some help with this, right? So now you book the phone call. If you guys like this phone drawing, make sure you leave a like below. This is prime art right here, okay? So if you like this phone, if you think this is the greatest phone ever written or ever drawn, then what I want you to do is just leave a like, okay? Anyways, guys, so you're worth the DM, into a phone call, into a close, okay? That's how the process works. And the cool thing about the retargeting ads is you're able to access both of these audiences. So you're going to be hitting people who saw this ad, and you're going to be hitting people who saw this ad, okay? So you're kind of wrapping it all together, boom, sending them here to the free training. They watch the video, and they either shoot you a DM back saying, hey, I watched it, that was awesome, I want to work with you, can we all want to call? Or you just continue the conversation, and now that they're a little bit nurtured, they're going to continue that conversation with you, and you can get them in to a point where you're pitching the call, they agree to it, they hop on the call, and then you close them into a client, okay? That is how Instagram ads work. It's super effective. Guys, you only need to spend around $30 a day for top of funnel to get this to work. And you only need to spend around, we'll say 30 to 60, and you literally only need to spend 10 to 20 on bottom of funnel ads for your retargeting. Because there is nothing else you can do with this type of budget to get the results that students are seeing. And then the principles that I use to scale my business, 27K per month, guys. I'm telling you, if you run to a VSL, people would kill to be able to scale, or at least just start with this type of budget. When you run to a traditional VSL, I've seen you really have to start like $100 a day or even $200 a day. I know people that are spending thousands of dollars just to get a phone call with their ideal client. And the reason why it's so expensive if you go the other route is because it's not as interactive as Instagram. So when somebody messages you on Instagram, they're in your DM. They're seeing your content. You're able to nurture them. You're able to send them content. Hey, I made this video, go check it out, right? So you're able to take somebody, possibly even have a conversation with them, and hopefully you're getting people right away that want to hop on the phone. But then at the same time, while you're getting those clients that are hot, like they're ready to buy, you're going to be able to continue nurturing people who aren't necessarily ready to buy, but they aren't bad leads per se, right? So maybe they're just not in a position. Like they're just like waiting on one more close to be able to afford a program. Maybe they just need to see a little bit more of your content. And with that, what you're able to do is nurture them so that by the time 3, 4, 5, 6 months goes by, they hop back into your DM. They say, Colin, I've been watching your stuff. I want to be a client. What's the process? How do we move forward with this? And then boom, you booking them into a call. And again, you're just spending this budget per day, and you're going to close deals with this budget and continue putting money back into ads and eventually scale it up. Okay, so that's how the Instagram ads funnel works. Now, when you're scaling, you need to scale your sales team and your fulfillment team, and we're going to get into ads in the next slide. Okay, so sales team, you need a setter at some point, so somebody who can work the conversations for you. Basically done for you call booking. Okay, and you're going to pay them a percentage of deals closed. That's my advice. Don't pay somebody hourly in terms of them being a setter, and don't get a setter until you know how to set yourself. Okay, because what's going to happen if you get a setter before you know how to set yourself, you're not going to know how to train them. So when they're having issues with like how to handle conversations and what to do next moving forward with a certain person in the DMs, you're not gonna be able to tell them, and it's just gonna be a waste of time for both of you. So make sure you're able to set yourself before you get a setter. But once you have more volume, have a lot of conversations coming into your DMs, you need to have a setter in place so that you can focus on closing deals. From here, once you have a setter and he's plugged in and working, you can either move him into a sales or a closer position and just pay him more of a percentage. Okay, so again, we're paying them a percentage of every deal closed just for booking the call. But what you can do is have your setter set his own calls and just pay him an even bigger percentage, right? So you move from here, maybe you pay him like 10% if he sets a call and you close it, and then you move that same person who's been working with you, if they're open to it, you move them into being the closer, and now you just pay them 30%. Okay, so by doing this and not paying somebody hourly, you're essentially letting somebody earn more money, right? So if you're a salesperson, this is why a lot of sales jobs are percentage. It just gives you, if you're giving your setter a percentage of every deal that's closed, they're going to want to set more calls for you so that they can make more money, versus if you pay them hourly, all they're going to be focused on is getting their hours in. So we want your sales team completely bought in. We want them to want to close more deals, right? Because there's going to be days when you're tired. You're tired of taking calls. You don't want to do it anymore. Like maybe your personal stuff is going on in your life, and you're just not going to have the capacity to like handle all of the influx of leads and sales calls yourself. And when you have a team that you're paying a percentage to do this, they're going to want to go do it for you. Like they don't care, right? Because it's not that they're doing it for you. Like they're basically doing it for themselves. Okay. Like, let's be honest, like they're doing it because they want to make themselves money. And if they've seen how your program can help people, they're just going to be a lot more bought in. Okay. And then something I've seen some people do is they move that same setter and that same closer into the head coach of the program. Okay. So this is how you build like a really, really high margin coaching business. Is you get like an absolute baller, somebody who's typically young, maybe they're just out of high school, they want to get into entrepreneurship, but they don't really know how to start an offer, and they just want to work underneath somebody and kind of be like a mentee. That's the type of person that fits into this role. They're not necessarily unicorns that you can't find whenever. They are harder to find though. But once you find this type of person, you're pretty much golden. And the cool thing about when you have your sales team wrapped into your fulfillment team, your customers kind of have, like, it lessens the amount of relationships your customers have to have. So if they're able to hop on a call with the same person that was talking to them in DMs, and it turns out that person's also the head coach, and they really like this person, well, now they're going to be stoked to spend more time with this person inside of the program, and it's just going to help boost the close. But that's not always the case. You don't always have the option of having like basically a one-person sales and fulfillment team. Obviously, if you move this person into from a sales team position into the fulfillment team as well, you're gonna have to pay them even more money, right? So just keep that in mind. Like, don't think you can hire a $4 VA who barely speaks English to set for you and then close deals for you and then also be the coach of your program, right? This is gonna take somebody like, basically you paying them 30% of your business, and it's worth it, right? If the person, then that's what they want to do. If not, you just need to find a head coach, okay? And just pay them a fixed salary, okay? Because they're not really tied to generating revenue for the business. Unless you have an ascension offer where you're upselling, I would do fixed salary for your head coach, okay? Because this guy you want to keep as a percentage because it's tied down to how many deals are closing each month, how many calls are booking. But this guy doesn't really, your head coach is important. You should have somebody so that you can remove yourself from the coaching. Or if you're an agency owner, right? And you're an agency, same thing with the sales team, being able to find a setter that can set their own calls is awesome. That's the route I would take. And then having them as like a client success, meaning they follow up with that person once a week to see how everything's going. That's the greatest option. And then obviously as an agency, right, you're going to need a media buyer, you know, maybe an editor, just people that help you fulfill on your service, whether it's done for you or it's done with you, right? So you have to be able to scale this stuff out. These are my, when I'm looking at a business in terms of like how we want to scale up and scale it profitably, these are the areas that I'm looking at. And it's kind of like, these are my preferences, right? Like I would like for things to be this way because it's going to be better for everybody that's a part of your organization. If not, that's okay. You know, just hire, you know, maybe like a head coach that's opposite from your setter and closer. So this is how you scale your team. You start with a setter, move them into a setting and closing position. If you can't, you got to find a closer, and then you'll also have a setter at the same time. And then hopefully, dream situation, you have a setter that sets his own closes. He closes deals, and he's also the head coach inside of the program. Now you're paying one person to kind of do three things, and make sure you pay them enough for that, right? You have to find somebody who's really hungry and wants to do that, is my suggestion. If not, you've got your sales team that's made up of setters and closers, and then you've got your fulfillment team, which is made up of like your head coach, or you've got, you know, if you're an agency, right, you got video editors, media buyers, XYZ, the whole 9 yards, right? Client success coaches, or client success management, or people that just have contact with the client themselves, right? So that's how that works, guys. After you're scaling your team, or while you're scaling your team, you should be scaling ads at the same time. But it's not as simple as just taking your budget and just increasing it. Okay, so this is not how you want to scale. To scale, you got to go really wide first. So we got to go wide before we go tall, right? So you don't want to just increase vertically. If you just go in and you just spend more on ads, a lot of times what happens is you exhaust your audiences, and now you're paying more for messages. Right? I'm talking specifically on your retargeting and your DM ads. The follower ads, you can kind of just scale up and you're always going to get profile visits. But in terms of the top of funnel DM ads, you can't just go in and just vertically scale stuff. You got to scale horizontally first. So with my clients, like what we tell everybody is like find 8 to 10 audiences that are hitting KPI, right? Hitting KPI in terms of cost per call, okay? So, or cost per message. We're gonna call that CPA because CPM is something different. So we got CPA, you know, typically I like to see around $20 or less in terms of a message. This is really going to depend on the offer. If you have more of a B2C offer, you're going to pay less than $20 for sure. If you have a very niche, very specific B2B offer, like more of an agency type, you're going to pay a little bit more than $20, but that's fine as long as the conversations are quality. Okay. So we want to find 8 to 10 on top of funnel that are giving us messages for around $20 at a $60 or less budget per day. Okay. So this is just your starting budget. If you were to just go in and vertically scale that, what's going to happen? Like if you found one audience that's working really well and you just go, oh, I'm going to spend 250 a day on it. What ends up happening is this number here actually goes up. Okay. Now you're paying like $50. So you're getting more messages in terms of volume because you're spending more, but you're paying a lot more for conversations, and it's not worth it if they're not any more targeted or more qualified. So what we want to do is find 8 to 10 first. So you scale vertically, they're all within KPI, and then you start to increase the budget. with a CBO campaign. Okay, so you scale the CBO campaign. So you take like your top 8, and then so you've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you just do whatever budget. So like you can do stuff at like $500 a day, but as long as you have those 8 audiences within there with your winning ad with to like all of these, right? So they're all gonna have the same ad for top of funnel. You could spend a lot more. This is how I prefer to scale. So make sure that you scale wide and then scale vertically. And then for retargeting, it's not as deep, okay? So this is gonna help maintain consistency and maintain profitability when you're scaling. I see too many times where people just increase their budgets and everything kind of goes to crap. So for retargeting, what we're gonna do is we're going to make sure we're hitting our ape audience. So as we spend more on top of funnel, we can just increase budget here, right? Because there's not any way that we can go wider on this audience. The audience is what it is. So we just need to spend more. Okay, so if you're spending $10 a day and on this, and you're spending like $100 a day on top of funnel, like you could go from there to 30, right? We want to think like 30% of top of funnel budget, okay? 30% of top of funnel budget goes to all paid engagements. And then for followers, right? Again, we're doing free training ads. Same process here. We want to spend about 12%, 12 to 15% of our budget, okay? So if you're spending $100 a day on top of funnel, spend $12 a day here. So in total, your budget would be 42. Your total budget would be $142 a day, right? That's top of funnel, middle of funnel, and I classify this as kind of like middle of funnel, and then your followers is more bottom of funnel. Like they're a little bit more qualified than just people who have engaged with your profile. Okay, so make sure that you're just keeping these percentages in place as you start to scale. So as you spend more on top of funnel, you're able to scale your bottom of funnel ads. And typically what I've seen is your cost per message should be the same, right? You're going to have days where it's high, you're going to have days where it's low, and you're going to have days where it's high. Like it's going to fluctuate, but ideally, like it shouldn't be like this, right? Or like one day really high and then the next day really low, right? Like it almost looks like a hand. But guys, like it should be pretty consistent in terms of like cost per message, even as you start to scale, okay? And then at the end of the day, like it's just making sure that you refresh your ads. If you start to see performance drop, just do an ad refresh. So that means like record something new, record new, and then like create a new ad if it's image, IMG, right? So it's not completely repurpose, come up with something completely different. It's the same offer. You're still going to offer free training. You're literally just going to like change the background in your ad. You're going to kind of change the language around it. You're going to maybe just do like a different type of video, kind of change, like slightly tweak something. It's not completely reinvent the wheel, right? So guys, that is how it works. So we went over, how to build an offer, how to launch your Instagram ads and scale them. How to launch your Instagram ads to start getting conversations in your DMs, to eventually get more sales calls, to eventually close more deals. We also talked about how to scale your team and also scale your ads at the same exact time. And guys, if look, starting and scaling a business can be very hard to do, especially by yourself, right? But what if I could help you refine your offer, book more calls and close more deals, and help you scale your team and ads once you're booking more appointments? Like how impactful would that be on your life, right? It'd be huge. It would be absolutely massive. So look, with my program, what is it and like what do you get? Look, at the end of the day, it's a done with you program where we're going to build everything out together. So you're going to get weekly one-on-ones with me personally. I'm not going to hand you off to a team member, and we don't have any group calls. So you're not hopping on a call with 50 different people and it's taking turns with them asking questions, and it's going really slow. And at the end of the call, you realize I had a really important question, but I can't ask it because we've already been 3 hours into the call, right? None of that. It's one-on-ones with me, starting with an onboarding call where we're going to solve the biggest problems in your business in just 1 hour. So if your biggest issue is your offer, we're going to fix that. If your biggest issue is just not having Instagram ads in place, we're going to fix that. If your biggest issue is your sales team or you don't know how to do sales yourself, we're going to solve that within that first hour of you being a client. Okay. And on top of that, at the end of the day, we're going to help you launch or refine your offer. So if you already have an offer, like maybe you're at 5 to 10K a month, and you don't really know if it's really the right offer, we're just going to help you tweak it. And then for those of you where maybe you're at 5K a month or you just haven't even launched at all, I'm going to help you create one and launch it. Okay. Then I'm going to show you what ads you need to create, how to create them, and then also at the same time, how to set them up inside of Instagram and how to manage everything inside of Ads Manager. Then I'm going to show you how to turn the conversations you're getting in your DMs into booked calls and help you close more people on the phone. So increase the amount of calls that you're taking, and then also help you increase the amount of calls that you close. Then I'm going to help you scale your sales and fulfillment team while we scale your ads the right way, just like we talked about earlier in the video. And at the same time, you get 24/7 access to me. So listen, if you found this training valuable at all and you're a beginner coach or agency stuck at around 5K per month and you see the value of running Instagram ads, you can try to implement it yourself, or you can join my program and get one-on-one help putting all of this together and implementing it into your business. So what I want you to do is click on the link below in the description, answer the questions on that form, and book in a time to chat with me personally. So if you're an action taker, you're ready to get results, you're tired of watching free YouTube videos trying to puzzle everything together, and you're prepared or ready to pay more taxes next season, then what I want you to do is book that call with me using the link below. Worst case scenario, you'll leave the call with a ton of free value and a roadmap to use yourself to help you hit your goals and get to where you want to be. I'll see you there.